we've got a lot to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, check it out. We've got a BUGA-style sphere seen in Beijing in June. Check it out. An amazing daytime or dusk capture of what looks like an extremely similar object. I would love like an enhancement and a zoom in so we can see if it has any of the similar features like the hemisphere lines, the equator lines that the Bugosphere does, or even see if it has any symbols on it. But yeah, a great daytime capture of a Buga-style sphere in or around Beijing. That doesn't look like it's in the middle of Beijing, but yeah, in the Beijing area apparently. So really cool, really cool. Let me know what you think about this. These spheres seem to be all over the world. They probably have been for many years, if not forever. Who is making them and why and what are they doing? Or is it something more modern? Are these spheres something that is a new occurrence, something man-made? Of course, you know, I hate time travel. And it's for exactly that reason, because you can always say, hey, maybe the spheres seen historically are actually the UFO control group sending stuff back in time. I hope not, just because I hate time travel for exactly that reason, because you can never know what the hell's going on with time travel. A doesn't have to go to B. Z can go to A. You know, C can lead to M. It's so frustrating. I hate time travel. Anyway, speaking of the Bugosphere, apparently somebody tried to make off with the Bugosphere.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Stephen Greer. I'm in Mexico City. As many of you know, we've been examining the Bugosphere for the last 2 days with Congressman Burleson and a group of scientists. We've just been notified by Jaime Mason that there was an attempt by fake policemen to enter the vault where this Bugosphere is stored, and we have notified security and the apparatus I'm working with under law enforcement. And you should know that the other risk here is that we have taken specific samples from the Bugosphere that will be tested in a state-of-the-art lab to prove whether or not the metal, as well as some of the other components, are of Earth or outer space origin. Those scientists' information have been provided to the top law enforcement and security apparatus that I'm working with. And so any sort of attempts to interfere with this examination will be known, and the people and perpetrators will be held to account for. So this is what I wanted people to know.
Okay, well, there you go. They're going to be held to account if they try anything. Looks like they have already tried something. People impersonating police officers. Is this the UFO control group? Certainly sounds like it could be. Of course, I would kind of expect the UFO control group to be a little bit more competent. And if they wanted to steal stuff, they would just go and steal it. But hey, maybe not. Maybe they are as incompetent as the rest of government. You never know. So, yeah, let me know if you think this is the UFO control group that tried to make off with this. If this is some, group of rogue actors possibly trying to steal it for the black market or something like that. Let me know who you think tried to take off with the Bugosphere. Speaking of the press event in Mexico, this is one of my favorite parts of it. We have a sitting U.S. congressman holding the severed hand of a dead alien hybrid, of a giant dead alien hybrid. That seems like it should be a tabloid headline in the National Enquirer, but this is something that has actually happened. It has just happened. Again, a sitting congressman holding the severed hand of a dead giant alien hybrid. That's crazy, and I love it. I hope this means that Congress could get interested in the Nazca mummies. However, obviously that brings some concerns with it as well. We've been hearing that there has been interference in these UFO hearings, And, obviously people have tried to seize the Nazca mummies before. Now they're trying to possibly seize the Bugosphere. You have to wonder if some shenanigans would enter the picture in a bigger way if the U.S. government got directly involved with the study of the Nazca mummies. But this is UFO disclosure. It's what it looks like. It looks like aliens. Looks like alien hands. So, there's an avenue. There's a potential avenue for real UFO disclosure here. If a tree falls in the forest and no one is there to hear it, does it make a sound? Well, if it's in front of the U.S. Congress, it's going to make a sound. So, there's a positive and a negative to bringing Congress into this. But it is exciting. So let me know what you think. Meanwhile, John Ramirez is talking about aliens' role on Earth.
It is my personal belief that there are residents, visitors, and strangers. Residents being, I believe, entities that have been here long before humanity appeared, and in fact, may have had some hand in making us who we are today. Otherwise, we'd still be primates with bonobos, chimpanzees, and gorillas. We're not. We've been elevated. And I believe it is the residents who did this.
All right. Well, there you go. Have the beings created humanity? They have certainly claimed credit for creating humanity on a number of occasions. They've outright told experiencers that, yeah, we created you guys. However, they have said that in about 6 different scenarios that I've come across, yeah, we created you in this way. Yeah, we created you in that way. No, it was actually in this other way. And so which of those scenarios is the truth? Are they all lies? Maybe they're all lies, but they're directionally accurate in that the beings did create us. They're just not going to tell us how. It's interesting. The beings don't always tell the truth. It's frustrating trying to examine what they say and try to discern what the truth is. Because, like I said, they don't always tell the truth. They tell different versions of a story. Who knows where the truth is in that? But it is certainly not impossible in my worldview that beings did create us. I think it's highly unlikely that DNA, for example, just magically appeared here on Earth, whether that was alien created or God created or something else altogether, because there are near-death experiencers, for example, who will say that we, our eternal souls, before we entered this world, created this world. So, who knows what the truth is on all of that, but it's very interesting to hear John's perspective, and I would love to hear what you guys think. Meanwhile, Robert Hagginson sent me this video of a cool UFO that's leaving this kind of trail behind it. And I thought this was really interesting, and he did too, and that's why he sent it to me. Because it's really interesting in this, with UFO videos, sometimes you do get that. You get this weird smeary trail that UFOs will leave behind them. And it's unclear to me if that's a product of their propulsion or an energy field, that they radiate, that leaves that trail. But UFOs, orbs, anomalous objects will sometimes leave these weird smeary trails that really does look like some form of propulsion. But it doesn't seem to be any propulsion that we understand. And they don't always, in fact, they don't usually leave these smeary trails. So let me know what you think is going on in this video and in other videos where these objects are leaving these strange and fascinating trails. If we could understand what those trails are, we would be a lot further to understanding what UFOs are. Meanwhile, Tim Clark sent me this intriguing video of what might be a sewer monster. All right, yeah, you saw those interesting eyes peering out at us from around a corner? Well, some people think this is actually a creature, some sort of cryptid or possibly even something paranormal in this sewer. Now, there are paranormal things out there, and there are alien things out there. There are skinwalkers and all sorts of crazy things out there. Is this an example of one of those things? You even get like a full visual of it. Now, obviously, in this day and age, it's so easy to fake stuff. And this could well be one of those. But something about it kind of, rings true a little bit. So let me know what you think about this video. You can see the elongated arms of this thing and its weird movement. Maybe it's the Mothman. I don't know. Maybe those are wings. Maybe that's where the Mothman has been. He's been in a sewer. You're supposed to fly, Mothman. Get out there. But yeah, there is a article here about it in LiverpoolEcho.co. Merseyside sewer monster hunt after mysterious beast seen on CCTV. Today, we reveal shocking CCTV footage of Messy, they call it Messy, a freakish animal which is kicking up a stink, and Merseyside sewers, Merseyside, I can do it. Today, we reveal shocking CCTV footage of Messy, a freakish animal which is kicking up the stink in Merseyside sewers. Terrified staff at Northwest Water Company United Utilities, whose closed-circuit cameras captured the mystery creature, said it was far too big for a rat. The public were today urged to sniff out the pipe prowler, dubbed the most unusual sighting ever. The creature, which can clearly be seen standing upright on strong back legs, was filmed by engineers. It is believed the animal is surviving by tucking into fat deposits within Merseyside sewer pipes. Mike Wood, United Utilities Regional Wastewater Network Manager, said the animal could possibly be a domestic pet or feasibly an animal which has escaped from the zoo. Sewer workers have jokingly dubbed the creature Messy, likening it to a dirty version of the Loch Ness Monster. Ian Appleton, operating the CCTV unit, said, "I physically jumped when I saw the thing." Dr. Pauline Yorleg, a Liverpool lecturer specializing in sewage sightings, said, "I've not been this excited since red herrings were found in Wallasey last April." She specializes in sewage sightings. I'm going to need somebody to explain that to me, guys. I'm going to assume there's an entire genre of cryptids in sewers because that's just fun. So let me know what you think about Messy in the comments below. Meanwhile, Ross Coulthart on Jesse Michaels had some interesting things to say.
Different domain in the home of a beautiful man in Texas who is a good soul. And I can tell you, it may be the case that his sphere is now in the possession of Brandon Fugel, and the Skinwalker Ranch show is going to be paying to have that sphere properly investigated. There's a scoop for you.
That is.
I was going to run it on my show.
So there you go. Yet another Bugosphere potentially being studied by civilians by no less than Brandon Fugel. I think Brandon has done a great job with the secret of Skinwalker Ranch. So really looking forward to seeing what he can bring to bear on the study of the new sphere. I hope it doesn't take another 6 or 7 seasons to even begin unraveling it, though. But Patrick Jackson isn't entirely buying the alien nature of the Bugosphere. He says, "People have been asking for my thoughts on this. Right now, I'm keeping an open mind and have offered my assistance to the team. However, I do have concerns. You can clearly see angled chisel marks on the steel, including visible mistakes, which don't suggest the work of advanced engineering. But what do you think?" Well, I think that's a really good point. As a lot of people have said, including myself, the thing looks man-made. It really, really does. But it doesn't fly or behave or exist like anything known to man. Changes weight, changes temperature, flies around with no visible means of propulsion, has unknown microfibers running throughout it for unknown reasons, possibly sensory apparatus, has a weird internal mechanism. We don't know what this thing is. It is truly anomalous. So if it is man-made, that's really interesting. So who made it? And again, why? And just because it has some scratches on it doesn't mean that, aliens, for example, didn't make it. Aliens make mistakes all the time. They lie and they make mistakes. Alien abductees will be returned to their beds with their clothing inside out or with the wrong clothes on. Beings do make mistakes. Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that humans have helped beings make ships for a while now. I don't know why that's the case. I don't know why they would need us to make their own UFOs. But there is a good amount of evidence that indeed they've taught us how to make these things, and we do assist them in building them. Maybe it's just easier for us to work in this atmosphere, in this environment, something like that, easier to get the materials. Who knows? But so maybe alien-directed humans making mistakes made this thing. All food for thought, guys. Let me know what you think. Last but not least, a few days ago, I showed a lion and a tiger fighting. Very vicious little cubs fighting each other. Well, these guys are grown up and they're doing something else. So let me know what you think about this awesome lion and tiger and everything else covered today in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support the channel in a bigger way, grab a t-shirt or a coffee mug or a hoodie. You can become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really do appreciate your support. Also, channel members frequently get to see videos hours ahead of everybody else. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.